Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we are diving together into Go Battle League with some Great League open action, and we're having a pretty meta line. I believe that this team is gonna get you pretty high, and especially with its ABA poison typing here, because we got Venusaur up on the lead, at the back the Drapion, which is the safest pick of them all, and of course as a closer I'm gonna keep the Galarian Stunfisk, which is an amazing generalist in total. So here you're gonna see that Shadow Drapion is gonna pressure a lot the enemy with those Aqua Tails, able to get that Stunfisk to 0 HP if they do not block, so they have to respect the damage and even to one more to get that final shield. And just remember that we have a very bad lead that we need to take care of with our Stunfisk no matter what, because Golbat is gonna be a complete wall to our Venusaur. I'm just gonna take here the move because I know that my Venusaur is not gonna hold on its own till the end of the battle because of the Golbat being around, so I have to rely all of my win conditions into my Stunfisk here, so I'm just gonna keep the shield for the end game, and of course I'm gonna tank this move. It ends up being only a Poison Fang, no Shadow Ball yet, they wanted to bait here, and I'm just gonna reach down to the Rock Slide to finish off the Golbat before they reach to their next move. However, at the back there is gonna be an Azumarill, so the battle is not over yet. Almost 50%, but still not there to finish off the Azu. They are gonna go with the Stunfisk on the switch and the Rock Slide, gonna call the move, and now it's all up to the final move here with my Earthquake. Will this be enough to finish off the Azu? No, it is not, but the Rock Slide will be, and we still have that shield up. So that was a pretty wonderful victory to start off the video, and now let's move forward into the next one because it is gonna be the Medicham up against us, and we have to rely a lot on our poison timing here, resisting those counters, while we know that we can still survive one Ice Punch. So we're just gonna take it, and now we're gonna expect them to switch out, and here it is. Here comes out of nowhere the Umbreon, so that is a pretty weird alignment because a lot of trainers are gonna be struggling against fairies, so I don't know what they were expecting here. Anyways, a fighter up in front, the dark type at the back, and we're having now the Galarian Stunfisk away from the fighter, and of course be paired up with the Umbreon. I'm pretty sure that whatever they have as the third must be a Pokemon that will cover the weakness that they have on the fairy type, so perhaps a steel type or a poison, something like a Venusaur of their own perhaps. So let's see how this is gonna unfold. Let's get now to the Frenzy Plant to finish off that Medi and the Sludge Bomb immediately, and it is gonna be the Charizard on its shadow form. So down we go to those wing attacks, but hopefully we can still reach to our Stunfisk and the Rock Slide to finish off the Charizard, so they have to respect the damage and of course block. I believe they are gonna block, right? Yeah, so it's all up to our Drapion now, but this Charizard is gonna be able to charge up a lot of energy, so we have to respect the Blast Burn. It is gonna be the Dragon Claw though, doesn't matter, even the Dragon Claw might do more damage than a last resort from the Umbreon. Down they go to the Aqua Tail, and of course now we just need 2 Aqua Tails to finish off the Umbreon. However, this is gonna be a race because they also are pretty close to the last resort. Is this gonna be a CMP? I doubt it is, so one for the almost knockout and one for the complete knockout against the Umbreon, and that is gonna be a complete victory for my team. Shadow Drapion is both of those times for the very first battles of this video a pretty key element for my victories, so it makes no sense as to why we're using it here as a safe switch. So they end up using their Beetle here on the switch, and I go for a very late switch on my Stunfisk, and that is not looking that well because now they might be in a very good spot. However, they end up taking the Rock Slide, and at this point, you know what, I'm just gonna take their Drill Run, and that is another mistake that I did because I had to block, perhaps farm down and keep the alignment towards my favor, but I did not do that. So here comes the Venusaur against that Frostless now. They are gonna take the Frenzy Plant, relying all of their chances on that Obstagoon, perhaps on the Boostagoon, because they might get a boost and we might get destroyed a lot here. But anyways, we can still pressure with Drapion, and my Aqua Tail is being even spammier than those cross chops and night slashes, because remember, they always need 5 of those fast attacks to reach to their move, while we need 4 of those poison stings in order to get to an Aqua Tail. So we can definitely pressure here for a shield. So at this point we are both even on shields. Can we reach to the double Frenzy Plant? This is gonna be a race and a very close battle overall, but we cannot do that. They are already there on that Night Slash, while we needed one more Vine Whip to reach there, and yeah, we're gonna take that loss. So into the next one now, against the Lurantis on the switch after they retreat with their Stunfisk. So you know what, I'm just gonna stay in here and try to snipe them down with a potential Sludge Bomb. Because I know that even my backline can work pretty nicely against the Stunfisk with shields down. So take advantage of the fact that I resist all those Leaf Blades. I'm just gonna switch out now to my Drapion, and even if they get to the superpower, I can easily take one. So here comes now my Crunch. Are they gonna block though? This is the question of the day. Yes, they are. The Lurantis with the block. And at this point, my Shadow Drapion is gonna be able to tank one more move from these Lurantis, but I don't think that the Aqua Tail will do enough work up against them, so they can survive. However, we still have 2 shields on our disposal, and we have to spend a shield, unfortunately, here on that Leaf Blade, a pretty spammy Pokemon for any trainer that Lurantis is. And now we can definitely reach to the Frenzy Plant for big damage on the Pelipper, and we might have the upper hand up against that Stunfisk. I'm pretty sure that we have to go ahead and finish them off with that Rock Slide. So down they go, and by keeping that shield alive, I'm more than comfortable to go ahead and use it on the move that they want to throw. So here comes the Earthquake, and look at how low they are right now. So we can definitely block this. Even if it is gonna be a Rock Slide, there is no way they can outspeed here. So that is gonna be another huge victory for my team that I think could not have happened otherwise if my Shadow Drapion was not my safe switch. Flygon the next one, and I would not showcase this battle because of the spice level. Perhaps you could think that this trainer is kinda noob or anything, but guess what, Flygon really breaks apart my line, so that's why I'm gonna showcase to you. And you are seeing that with Dragon Tail, it is just gonna do immense amount of work up against my Venusaur. Let's get now to my Drapion, and I'm hoping here that I can outspeed to the next move. Let's get a little bit too spammy with those crunches coming back to back up against the Flygon. Down they go. At the back there is gonna be the Tentacruel. Do you remember Tentacruel? No one is playing this Pokemon now. However, it is a pretty meta relevant Pokemon that you can use with yourself and go pretty rough against the meta of Great League. So right here, I'm just gonna take the move, and it ends up being a Hydro Pump. What a spicy trainer, what a spicy lad that one is, and we're just gonna almost go down to that Hydro Pump. Hopefully though, at the back there is gonna be a Ready Steel, so now we can pressure a lot with the Earthquake. Look at how much damage we just did, and of course my Venusaur now can easily block here and still finish off with a potential Frenzy Plant, and that is gonna be their final Pokemon. So we're looking at a pretty solid victory. Down they go. Let's get this win, and now let's move forward into the next one with a Drapion of their own up in front. No Shadow at all, so yeah, we're just gonna go with our Venusaur. We have to stay in a little bit. Let's take the first one, and I want to see what moves that they might hit. Perhaps they're going to go for the Sludge Bomb, so that's why I stayed in, charging up almost to a Frenzy Plant, then banking it for the end game. And it seems like they're getting out of the battle pretty late, so they have some energy of their own for the end game for sure. So Mandibuzz here, and this is kinda bad for me. I do not have a clear answer to this Pokemon. Even against Stunfisk, Mandibuzz can hold on its own with those snarls, charging up the moves pretty fast. And to be honest, I'm more than glad to take now the move the Aerial Ace, because I'm already there on the Aqua Tail, and perhaps I should have gotten to the Crunch to debuff even more that Mandibuzz. Anyways, gonna get now in there with my Venusaur, throwing after they use the Snarl, which means now that they're gonna go down, and of course let's see how they want to respect my Pokemon here, because Drapion might go in, but still they're gonna be kinda low. They have to spend their energy, and of course now my Stunfisk can go in and start farming down some crucial energy. They end up having an Aqua Tail, which is a bummer to be honest, but still we can stay in, tank one more Aqua Tail, perhaps block the second one, and let's see what they might have at the back, because it's all up to the third Pokemon and it ends up being a Lantern. So let's get to the big nuke, the Earthquake, and they are gonna take it. So big damage on the Lantern. Let's go, trainers, and we're just gonna be able now to block the next move, which is the Thunderbolt. I think they just panicked over here, or they just rage quit, because there is no reason they could not block here and just finish me off. So I'm just gonna take this victory, and that was a pretty weird battle that I want to showcase to you, because that was a lucky victory overall, I just admit it. So here comes out the crunch on the next Pokemon, which is the final one for this video, the Altaria upon the lead, and now they switch out. However, they switched out after they farmed a little bit, so that means that they are super close to a Sky Attack, and we have to take note of that. The Rock Slide will not take us out, so we can still reach to the Aqua Tail for big damage on that Stunfisk. And now they might be on a farmable amount of energy, of range, so now we can get a lot of energy, that's what I want to say, out of that Stunfisk. But of course we have to respect the potential Earthquake, but it ends up being just another Rock Slide. It's okay, we can still go ahead and farm down this Pokemon. We are already on the double nuke, and let's get now with the Sludge Bomb, expecting that Altaria to return no matter what, and we end up catching the Sky Attack on our Stunfisk. Perfect rotation here by my line, and we can still reach to the Rock Slide for big damage on the Ice type Pokemon that there is gonna be at the back. Of course the Avalanche is gonna hurt a lot, but those Powder Snows are never gonna be enough to finish me off. All we have to do though is to take out both of those shields, and in order to do that we know that they're gonna use them on that Frostlass. Here comes now the boom, the first one with the Rock Slide on the first shield, one more to get the second shield. Are they gonna expect my switch though? Because I'm definitely gonna go for it, and they are gonna expect it. Big cuts here by the enemy, and you might think that they have won, but guess what? We can still farm down, reach to that Frenzy Plant for the total victory, and that is gonna be a wrap for an amazing meta team on a very nice and fantastic video that I created just for you. Thank you for watching, trainers. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and if you want to support even more, well, joining as a member can always help with that matter. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.